AskReddit, parents of Reddit, what is the creepiest thing your kid has ever said or done? When he was around 2.5, my son and I were driving home at night. Car seats were in the front then, 30 years ago. He turned to me and said, "I am not from here." I asked him where he was from. He explained to me that our world is a bubble amongst countless other bubbles. He said he was from another bubble. I don't think I even answered him. My 4-year-old likes to play this make-believe game where she is having a baby and needs it cut out of her. We have never explained to her what a C-section is. Then the baby always has some sort of deformity, like no eyes or arms or something, and she needs to try again to have a better baby, and she is just going to throw the bad one out. My wife and I have refused to play this game with her once we noticed the pattern, but now she is drafting her younger sister into it and they love it. I'm torn between making them stop or just being happy they're playing so nicely together. Edit, after seeing some comments, I will add that my wife and I do not let our kids watch YouTube unattended. We have discussed this weird game with our daughter and do monitor it, but overall it just seems harmless despite its creepiness. Not a parent but a good story about my sister. She was about 3 years old and we were getting ready to go to our uncle's house for dinner. She was being really fussy and didn't want to get changed, so my dad asks her, "Don't you want to go to Uncle Dan's house?" She then responded saying, "No, I don't like the man in the ceiling." Though it was an odd thing to say but didn't give much thought. A few years later we were helping my uncle sell the house and it came out that someone had killed themselves in the attic back in the 90s. I overheard a girl tell her mom, "Her eyes are pretty," referring to the new daycare employee. "I wanna wear them on my charm bracelet." Wouldn't be surprised if the little girl was secretly jealous and wanted to have her eyes to herself. My niece once demanded to have my hair. It's like a hobbit's when I grow it out, and I'd learned to tame it with product. That said, I'm a dude lol, and cried in the restaurant about it. Apparently she drew pictures at home where our hair was swapped and I was crying. My husband is a farmer. One night he asked me to pick him up after working ground and it was pretty late, around 10 o'clock. So I loaded our 2 girls up, then 4 and 2, and headed to the field. We get to the field and C is finishing up his last round, so we had to wait for a minute. I rolled the windows down in the van and shut the engine off. After a few minutes my 2-year-old says, "Mommy, who dat man outside?" I said, "I don't see a man. Is your Ken doll on the floor?" My 4-year-old then piped up, "He's right outside your door and staring at you. He's scary. He has blood on his face." That's when I turned the key, rolled the windows up, locked the doors and called my husband and told him to hurry the hell up because the girls are terrified and there's apparently a scary man outside my door that I can't see, but both girls are describing him and what he's doing. Thankfully C was done and heading up to the van at that moment and we left. My girls are now 5 and 7 and they both still remember that man and refuse to go to that particular field. I have to ask my in-laws to watch them when I need to pick their daddy up from there. We've always been careful about not watching anything scary or reading scary books, but as soon as she was old enough to really talk, about 2.5, she told us randomly one day, "I used to live in a different house with a mommy and a brother named John. I was older than I am now. One day I was on the bridge looking into the water when a witch came up and scratched out my eyes. I fell in the water and drowned, and then I came to you. I don't believe in past lives or anything, and I know kids are just highly suggestible, but that gave me the damn creeps." Obligatory not a parent, but I feel like this is fitting. I had to babysit a herd of kids on the ranch I lived at. I think it's a herd. I mean, 7 kids is a lot. Their ages ranged from 7 to 12, so it was a treat as an 18-year-old to try and keep a semblance of order. Thankfully half of them weren't allowed to watch TV normally, so I turned on SpongeBob and let them zone out in watching it. By the by, that's creepy enough in its own right to me. Anyway, before I get to the creepy part, I need to explain the layout of the house. It's very long house. If you were looking straight at its center, it had a fenced-in courtyard with a huge living room bordering it. This living room had floor-to-ceiling glass both sides, so you could see through that backyard, which was a casually sloping grass lawn. On the left side was the kitchen, garage, a huge dining room, and a bathroom for the pool-goers. Note: the living room and kitchen side of things are level with the ground. The bedrooms are all on the right side. There are 4, with about 7 beds between them, another bathroom, and all the windows are elevated. The windows basically start midway up the wall. There is also another restroom tucked in the hallway. There's no way to exit from the bedrooms, but if there were you would need stairs or a ramp, as on that side the ground drops a good 5 to 6 feet minimum. Well, all the adults are out exploring the ranch. To be honest, I suspect the father of half the kids more wanted to go have kinky forest fun times with his new girlfriend, and I'm stuck with the herd. They all finally chill out and I excuse myself to use the bathroom. I cruise through the kitchen, through the dining room, to the outside pool bathroom, do my thing, and come back to the living room the way I came. As I walk in, all the kids are fucking stoked. Like, they went from TV gremlins to just fucking amazed and excited. They are all standing near the entrance to the bedroom hallway, pointing out the window going, "I just saw him." They all have their backs to me, so I kind of startled them when I asked them what they saw. They whirled around, dumbstruck, and asked me how the heck I did that. They all swear they saw me, or rather they saw someone who looked like me and wearing a white shirt like me, walk right by the bedroom window from the outside. I raised an eyebrow, then had to think about the following: we are alone on a huge ranch. The kids' families are wealthy as fuck. There is a potential of either a poacher, a drug grower, or a random person of questionable means having found this house. I tell the kids to lock themselves in the closest bedroom and not to come out until I say so. I pop open the gun locker and grab the closest shotgun. Ranch rules for the win. We use them for snakes that are in hard to get to places, and I dart out the front to cut off whoever the heck is walking around the house. Well, no one is there, driveway is empty, no tracks in the dirt beyond car tracks. I can see far and wide thanks to freshly mowed fields. I walked back to the bedroom window to see if I could find anything hinting at someone having been there, and nothing. That's when it dawned on me, I'm standing under the very same window they saw someone walking in front of. I'm 5'9" in, and this window is easily 6.5 feet off the ground. They claimed they saw my shirt and torso clearly, though the window, whatever they saw, had to have been tall as fuck. That's when my blood ran cold and proceeded to lock down the whole place, turn on movies for the kids, and nursed that gun until the parents came home. Naturally, the parents thought I was overreacting. But to be honest, in the middle of nowhere, I'm not taking any chances. So, my son and I stood watching his then 2-year-old daughter as she stood looking, laughing, and chatting away in toddler gibberish at nothing in a completely empty hallway. We just watched her and looked at each other with a WTF look on our faces. Same granddaughter, some years later, still sleeps with me when she visits because that girl scares her. That's all she'll say because evidently the girl told her not to tell anyone about her. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you were at all entertained, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing for future content. Stay safe everyone, until next time.